Have you ever heard the saying, I'm so poor, I can't pay attention? Well, trust me when I tell you, I have been there. I lived my life doing all of the things I thought I was supposed to do. Getting a vision, which is a good thing. In fact, it's biblical. Doing certain things every day on a consistent basis to make things happen. I did all of that. I followed all the gurus that taught me how to make money, and still I couldn't get anywhere with it. I had so many opportunities probably to do some things, and I would dream them up and go do them, and they just didn't work out. I couldn't figure out why. Well, years ago, I was doing a television program, which I did for 16 years every day on Lamb Broadcasting in West Monroe, Louisiana. And it just so happened to be that Charles Reed, who was the owner and manager at that time, had a man come on that was very successful in life. He was a minister. And he taught on finances. It's a subject that people don't like to talk about. They think if you talk about finances that you're of the devil. Well, trust me when I tell you, I have hundreds of people on TikTok that are having financial problems and they need help. Now, here's what this man said in a synopsis. He said, would you like to break the back of poverty? I said, what? I leaned over and listened real close. He said, I want to say it again. Do you want to break the back of poverty? And I'm going, yes, absolutely, yes. How do you do that? He said this, poverty that comes to you that makes you poor all the time is a spirit. And if you want to break that spirit, you got to do something. So man, I'm all ears now. Here's what he said. If you want to break the back of poverty, if you'll give $1,000 offering. And I'm going, okay, I don't have $1,000 to give. And then he said, what you can do is give it so much every month for every how many months it takes to add up to $1,000. If you want to do $10 a month or $100 a month or whatever, or give the whole $1,000. So I'm listening very intently. I said, I got to do this. I said, I get a witness to it. I believe it's right. I know that word thousand means divine. It's a divine number. And that divine number helps me to get the blessing of God. I don't know how it works, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how red blood washes away black stained sins and makes you white as snow. And you explain that to me and I'll explain to you how the $1,000 works. Because I don't get it. Everything in the scriptures has seemed like it is backwards from what it ought to be. And giving money that you don't have certainly seems backwards. All right, so I said, I'm going to do this. Because I got to break that spirit. I know it's a spirit. So it was kind of like self-deliverance, rather than somebody praying for me, it was me taking control of my situation and doing something about it. So I vowed, I'm going to give $1,000. Now, I don't make vows and not keep them. So I said, I'm going to do $100 a month. I can do that, and I'm going to do it for 10 months. All right, so I paid my first $100 that night, and the next month rolls around, and nothing has happened. So I'm saying, okay, Lord, I got to wait 10 months for this to come to pass after I get that whole 1,000 in. And I went, that's not happening. So I got all the money that I had. I mean, cleaned my bank accounts out, sold some stuff, and I got $1,000. Well, $900 more dollars. And I made that offering. Bam. All of a sudden, things started happening. I could feel it. The spirit of poverty was broken. Things started coming to me. Business started coming to me. Money started coming to me. I could not believe it. It was that fast. I didn't know how great a stronghold the spirit of poverty had on my life. You can be poor and not be able to pay your bills, which a lot of people in the world are. You can have poverty. In my case, it was a spirit of poverty, and you can break it. What it does, it produces lack of income, lack of economics, lack of education, lack of everything. I had a spirit of poverty. That day, I broke that spirit of poverty. I became very wealthy after that. But I'm going to tell you this. Paul said, I've learned how to be abased and I've learned how to abound. Well, I've been abased, but I haven't had that spirit of poverty on my back anymore either. I've been abased and I've abounded, and it's been like a cycle. It goes up and down. Sometimes things happen. You start a business and all of a sudden that business is over. It's time to go to another one. And what God would do if I had a business, I had 20 of them actually. And when one of the businesses would die out, another one was ready to come, and he would show me what to do next. Now, if you're working for somebody, perhaps they'll give you an increase in pay. Maybe you could go and get somebody to hire you that's different from the company you're working for that pays more. That spirit of poverty has been broken forever. And I've had tremendous joy knowing that whatever I need, God is there to help provide it. That spirit of poverty does not have a work in me anymore. It can't control me anymore. And I'm not sure I know where I got it from. I think maybe back a long time ago, my dad had gone through the Depression. I'm not picking on my dad, but he had learned that how to live without money. Well, he became pretty well off in his end of his days, and he worked real hard. But he made a comment one time when I told him about going back to his prisoner of war, Joan, over in Europe. And he says, son, I might need that money. And I went, uh-oh. I heard that, and it was a sentence, and it says to me, it's a spirit of poverty. I think I inherited that as well as my own spirit of poverty, as well as my own DNA in my own body, is what I'm trying to say. So if you have a spirit of poverty and you feel like you need to get released, why don't you consider giving $1,000 to break that back of poverty forever? You will all of a sudden find out you won't have any lack to pay your bills. You'll find out you'll have favor in a lot of areas, because that's what that word 1,000 means. It's divine favor from God. Now, again, I don't know how that works. All I know is it worked for me. And if you get a witness and that's something that you think might work for you, then I suggest you do it. Somebody said, well, where do you give? You give to whoever God places on your heart. And generally, I could give you a list of those, and I may do that at another time, because that's a whole nother teaching. But give as God prompts you. It could be your minister, could be an evangelist, could be a prophet. I've done it all. Could be poor people. See, I'm telling you already. It could be people in foreign countries, missionaries. It could be the widow that is a widow indeed. Those are the areas that God is looking at. And when you give into those areas, God blesses that. I don't know how he does that. All I know is it's in the Bible, and that's what he does. So, having said that, maybe you want to break the spirit of poverty in your own life. You can do that with a $1,000 gift. Give where God shows you. Give in that amount. Make it a vow and do it so much every month if you want to. This is not a trick to try to get any money. I'm not asking you for the money, and so you'll know. But however, if you want to give into my ministry, got some information right behind this to be able to show you how to get there. All right, God bless you guys, and go in peace. I pray you break the back of the spirit of poverty forever in your life. God bless you, and go in peace. Love you. Bye.